Joining us on the line now is Paul Stenser, the owner and manager of the Charleville Lodge Hotel. Paul, thanks very much for joining us. In one hand, I think that is a genius PR stunt, but in the other hand, it's extraordinarily tasteless the way you linked the two. What's your reaction to what's been said about your Facebook post?
Well, some people don't get it. So, hello to all of you, firstly, and thanks very much for having me on the show. And I'm very happy to be here. Some people just don't get it. I mean, the post was done, it was a humorous post that, well, a lot of people have actually seen the humorous side to it. But some people have taken offence to it unnecessarily, I think. We were never, it was never targeted for homeless shelters or the homeless or anything like that. Basically, it was for people who thought that 279, which is, by the way, one of the cheapest bedrooms available in Dublin on that night, was too expensive. Their only other option then is either to go back home to Cork or wherever they live, or sleep rough, or in a shelter, or in a dog kennel. Now, obviously, people aren't going to be sleeping in dog kennels, so I'm not being entirely. It's just a massive joke. But some people aren't taking it as a joke. Some people are taking it to heart, and they're overreacting completely. Well,
the Peter McVerry Trust, which you mentioned in your post, have said they weren't aware of it, but it's an extremely inappropriate way to link to a service. And yes, listen, we can all appreciate a joke, but it's gone a little beyond the joke into extraordinarily poor taste. And listen, Paddy Power has done their stunts over the years, and in fairness to you, you're after getting loads of publicity about it. But yeah, fair enough, you jacked up the price by 200 quid a night. Fair enough, you're entitled to do that. But was such a nasty post necessary?
I don't think it was nasty. I think it was funny, and a lot of people also think it's funny.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if you can't have a laugh at things, you know, really, you kind of only live once, and there's not much hope for you if you can't actually see the funny side of things.
So you meant this is completely as a joke, and no offence was intended?
Oh, absolutely, 100%. Yeah. But sure, yep. I don't expect people to be sleeping with dogs, do I? You know.
Yeah, but the very fact that you put up the links to their contact details as well might have been a step too far. But in general, though, you have a kind of a controversial way of posting on your Facebook. Like, my first thought on reading it, because I hadn't been aware of your hotel before, was like, oh, that's a disgruntled employee trying to wreck his boss's business, because that is not the customer is always right, is, I believe, what the mantra is in the hospitality industry. You've never really operated that way, really, have you?
Well, may I suggest that the reason you came across our Facebook page in the first place was because of the very content on it?
Exactly, because of Twitter and all social media were on fire yesterday, because a lot of people are utterly horrified by it. And but is this what you're like all the time, and this is what your kind of way of doing business is, kind of veering on the side of insulting people? Not at all.
Come on, it's not insulting people at all. Facebook is, as I've always said, it's no place for professionalism. It's a place for fun. Excuse me. Social media is a place for entertainment, for engagement with people. You know, if people like I think it's up to 23,000 people who like our page now. They obviously like it for a reason.
Yeah.
You know, and at the end of the day, if they want to stay with us, great. If they don't want to stay with us, that's also great.
That's fine. You're not afraid the amount of negative publicity surrounding this might damage you, though?
Not at all, not at all. I mean, if people can't have a laugh, to put it bluntly, I don't really want them walking around the hotel. Yeah. You know, I prefer, we've only got 30 rooms, we can't accommodate the whole world in any given night. Would you rather have those 30 rooms occupied by happy people in a friendly mood, you know, going around having a laugh, or would you like to have miserable whingers and moaners in them? I know what I'd choose.
OK, well, hopefully you'll get it won't, for your case, it won't affect you too. By the way, would you allow homeless people into your hotel if someone paid for their room on those nights?
Absolutely. We accept all comers as long as they're willing to pay.
OK, right. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Loving your red suspenders, by the way.
Thanks very much for that.
You didn't show the bottom half.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering about. What is it holding up?
The bottom half was clown shorts, by the way.
From the bottom.
We have the bottom half. That was a purposeful decision. Like,